Welcome to the first video of the self-healing series. This video is about pain. I'm gonna be opening this very controversial topic here with you guys today because it's important and because I have learned a lot about pain through my pain, and I have learned, most importantly, that we don't have to feel pain. That pain is a decision. As crazy as that might sound, I also, a few years ago, I'd be like, no thank you, that's stupid. But today, I truly believe this, as harsh as it may sound. Intensity of our pain depends on, basically, long story short, how many decisions we made in order for us to feel that pain in that intensity, or how many decisions we didn't make. Okay, because not making a decision is a decision. And further on in this video, I will obviously explain more what I mean by pain is a decision, but this is one of the key messages of this video. I've spent more than 20 years with chronic pain, and I have believed that it's the normal state and it's the normal way, and there's no way out of that, and that's just the way life is. And I did have these mind beliefs that life is hard and you have to suffer pain, you have to get through things. That was basically my mindset. But today I live a very different life from that, and it's only been a few years since I implemented these new ways of living, and maybe new ways of taking care of myself, my energy, understanding what is self-healing, what does that mean, what's energy, what's everything actually, what is the illusion and what's the reality. That the only reality we have is right now, and it's the reality is only ourselves, and everything around us is an illusion, which to me didn't make sense, but today makes a lot of sense. Why we do this? To create our lives. Because with this approach, you are the creator and you no longer have to be the victim of your life. You no longer have to be suffering, because you suddenly understand everything and you understand why things are happening for you instead of things happening to you. And so I would say my life was also very dramatic and very stressful. And now it's none of these things, and it's because of the approach I chose and how I learned to change that approach. And then in that lifestyle, it's only you who can change that, and in that approach there's no need for drama or stressful situations or any kind of like uncomfortable situations or anything that's actually not true. And why? Because it's a decision and a need. So I will explain these two things. If something is manifesting into our life, I will explain also manifesting. So if something is manifesting into our life, it's because we have a need for it. Manifesting means that something shows in our reality. It doesn't have to be material, but it is either visible to us, it's feelable for us, it's touchable. Okay, so pain is a manifestation, for example. Manifestation isn't something positive, it's neutral. It can be positive or negative. We always manifest into our lives, and manifesting means creating through us. Okay, so there's an infinite life force that sources us. We're sourced through an infinite life force. How to explain that? Let's call it breathing, for example. You can call it a God, and you can call it universe, and you can call it whatever you want, and you can call it breathing, because without breathing we're not gonna survive. So let's say we are connected to this infinite life force, through which we create, okay? And then after this comes everything. And also we create, if we create it only through the breathing, then everything is neutral, because the breathing is neutral and it equilibrates itself with giving and receiving, the positive and the negative, okay? So that's the world of the polarity. If you don't understand any of these things, then ask me down below in the comments. It will be easier for me to explain a specific question, but I will try to explain as best as I can. I'm a generator in human design, so if you have questions that are specific, I will be very happy to answer them. Anyway, back to manifesting. So manifesting is a neutral thing, and it means creating things into your life, creating situations, relationships, state of your bank account, how you feel, how you speak, who you are, like all of that, everything together, it's what you create, and you create it through that infinite force, like mainly, but we as humans can add anything we want to the mix. So that's our mind, that's our body, that's our feelings, okay? All of these, let's say, reactions, they come back and forth, and together, to explain it simply, we manifest things into our lives, okay? And pain, for example, is a manifestation. So when there's pain, there's a need for pain. So everything that appears in your reality that is happening, you have a need for it. Okay, so the breath, for example, you have a need to breathe, otherwise you would die. And when there's the need, there is the breathing, there's the process, let's say, the life reality, what we call. Okay, for example, the drama, as I mentioned, if there's drama in your life, you have a need for it, as horrible as it sounds, but you actually need that. There is some kind of pattern that inside you that needs it. And of course, now you may be saying, oh, but I don't need that. Consciously, no, but subconsciously, yes, okay? So it can be either conscious, like you participate in it consciously and subconsciously, always the mix, which means like you agree with yourself that you're gonna do that thing, and you're gonna be doing that and needing that thing, let's say brushing our teeth, and subconsciously you create a pattern that helps you do it on a consistent level. Okay, so every day you do it, and then you do it automatically. And the same way actually pain works, which is so crazy, and especially chronic pain, because if you get hurt instantaneously, it's in the moment. That is kind of something different, and we're not going to be talking about that today. We're talking about chronic pain that over time, maybe you have developed it into something unbearable, and pain can be understood as emotional pain, also as physical pain. I talk about physical pain because that's my main experience, but obviously emotional pain is attached to that. Yeah, so anything that's showing up in your life is because there's a need for it, and the need, we can call it like a pattern, a mind pattern in the subconscious mind. When you close your eyes, basically you can connect to your subconscious mind. Those are the patterns that you have adopted to help you function. Subconscious mind is great, but of course, if we aren't aware of it, because the subconscious mind, if we were aware of everything we're thinking, then it would be too much. Okay, so we need the conscious mind to help us operate on the daily basis, to help us walk, talk, breathe even, But on the subconscious level, breath is a complex one because it connects us to the subconscious level also. Because we can't not breathe, that's because that connects us to the infinite first. And the subconscious level helps us to change, actually. And not in the sense of that we're actually changing something. It can manifest as a change, definitely. But the subconscious mind enables us to be connected to the infinity of possibilities and to invite new things into our mind. If we're too stuck in the conscious mind and we're denying any existence of some layer underneath, okay, you can imagine the subconscious mind as a layer underneath. If we deny that then we're disconnected from that simply, and that's okay. And then we seek the answers outside because there's something missing. There's like the infinite wisdom that we can connect to whenever we want in the subconscious mind, that like knowing, you know, that knowing what to do, that intuition, that anything together, or you can call it the way you want. Then if we disconnect from that, then we need to search for the answers outside, and then we need to seek guidance and things like that. But this all, basically the self-healing journey is about understanding that inside you really know what to do. You always know what's right, you always know what to do, you understand your pain, okay, inside of you. And maybe you've disconnected and never you're gonna be totally disconnected. So wherever you are, whatever your starting point is, you can start connecting to that wisdom inside again. It's never too late, and that's great because it's always available. And the thing is, as humans, we have a choice, we have the freedom of decision, okay, and that enables us to stay in the conscious mind and deny any existence of the subconscious mind or the infinite source. That's okay, we can do that very well. Or we are like half connected, so sometimes we're like, okay, now I feel like I know what to do, okay, now I feel like I have this like feeling that I better not do that, okay, or there's you can sometimes feel danger, or you can feel there's something good coming, or you can feel someone has a surprise for you, you know. Those are the things where you're already connected, because always you are. We're never gonna be fully disconnected, but we can try, and we can be very well disconnected. And I think we have, as society, developed this disconnection, which is great because we needed to use the logical mind and invent a lot of stuff. But the source of big inventions, for example, come from the subconscious mind, definitely. And all scientists will confirm, and all like greater, let's say the great people that stood up and just connected themselves, they will be talking about the something beyond, or that the solution came to them. Okay, the solution of something comes to you. And where does it come from? Well, from the subconscious mind, from the connection to the infinite. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. Okay, if we're all part of a whole, and if we're all connected to the same source, which is like we all have breathing, it can be quite simple. Then if we're all somehow connected, right, or all people, somehow we're all connected, no one can really deny that, then we must have all the access to that infinite source. And it's only when you believe that you have it, that you have it. Okay, so it's very only thing that's separating you from healing yourself, getting rid of your pain, or healing yourself from your pain, or having that relationship you wanted, or having that amount of money that you wanted, is the belief that you already have it, or that you can have it, or that it's available here for you. So it's quite like a connected little cycle. But back to pain. Okay, so I'm talking about pain is a decision. And based on the intensity of pain, so how strong the pain is, that means how many decisions, not in the sense of counting, but how many conscious and subconscious decisions you have made to basically separate yourself from yourself. Okay. For me, today pain is something extremely fascinating. I'm like fascinated by pain because it has taught me so much, and it has enabled me to teach about it and just to open this controversial topic. Pain is a decision is a very controversial topic, and so for me some time ago pain was a very triggering topic, and the mention of it's a decision and I can affect it and I'm actually causing it for myself, I'm creating it for myself. That was a very, very triggering thing to say to me, and I was no, going to accept it. So if this triggers you, if what I'm saying triggers you, angers you, creates some emotion, then welcome it. Then welcome it absolutely. Either shut this down and turn off the video and go to the next one, or welcome this like inner grief and inner anger, because there is something that I'm saying is true. Whatever angers us, whatever activates us, we call it activation in the mindfulness coaching business industry, I guess. We call it activation, and that's such a great thing. Like today I understand it as such a great thing. Whatever activates you, it's like it resonates with you. Resonates or activates are the same. Let's say resonates might be positive one. Resonates, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. And activates is like, no way, in a no effing way, in a million years, no way. That's like absolute lie, that's absolute, and I'm not gonna listen to this. So been there, been to both. It was obviously, it's always better to hear the things that resonate and that help us, and at certain point everything will resonate, and everything will only be there for you, and everything will only activate you in a good way if along the way on the that's why we're here, on the self-healing journey. But maybe in the beginning it can activate you a lot, and that's why I am here. I am here to activate you. I'm here to wake you up, and I'm here to tell you that pain is a decision and you can do something about it, which is amazing. It's terrifying. It's terrifying, horrible, horrible that you have created your pain. Like, why would you do that, right? But it's amazing. It's very amazing, because now only if you embrace that, oh, I've created this situation, so I can change it. And I can be pain-free, and I can be super healthy, and I can have anything. So only going through this and following actually my pain, only when I started following my pain instead of like trying to suppress it, trying to escape it, the usual medication, whatever was there, I just tried very hard to deny it, to deny like an inner calling that there's something else for me, and that it can be easy. I guess it was always there, this inner calling, but I just was pushing on, and I was pushing on hard, and I believe that yeah, the harder the better, and that that's just life, that it just gets harder. But then I thought like, when I was at the lowest points and at the worst points, I thought, really? Am I this bad of a person that I deserve this? Like, is this it? Is this the life? Because the pain was getting worse, and the relationships also were getting worse, and like more drama, more frustration, more like just not getting, like, why is no one getting me? You know, why is no one understanding me? Well, no one's supposed to understand you. Only you're supposed to understand yourself. Like, no one's supposed to love you. Only you're supposed to love yourself. You can fully love yourself, accept yourself, embrace yourself. Just put yourself up there, and only then you're gonna be pain-free, and actually your life's gonna turn out amazing. So that's the best reason I got for you. Is why to do it. But I remember, or I very well know what it is to be in pain for days, in pain for endless hours, days, weeks, just like constant pain that doesn't get easier, it just gets worse. Okay, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And there's really nothing you can do. Like there's only so many pills you can take. There's only they can sedate you, and they can give you injections, and they can put you on lists of chronic pain patients. That's you allowing being numb to the feelings, the real thing that's happening, and that is that you're lying to yourself. And what a horrible thing to find out. Okay, and this lie usually comes from when you're trying to fulfill everyone else's needs but your own. You're neglecting yourself, you're neglecting your needs, you're neglecting your feelings, you're being very ignorant to yourself, your body, what you feel, what you need, your breath. Breath is a big superpower, and we deny it very, very much so. So especially this like gasping for air, like when you're scared, and we have learned many patterns where we actually don't breathe. And as I mentioned before, breath is connecting us to the universal infinite power, like right, the infinite possibilities. And whenever we deny this, and it's all connected because it's the receiving and giving. Okay, we can only be here in a balance, we can only be here neutral in the end, as much as we try to be the best and be the most positive and the most happy and the most successful. Then the more we try, okay, because we're not meant to try, we're meant to understand we are all of it already, we're all of it. And the more we try, so that's the more we separate ourselves. That's when we separate ourselves from the truth. So from the neutrality, from the good enough, okay, the good, and the whole, okay. So whenever we seek for something outside, in terms of like denying ourselves at the same time, that's when it just can't work, because all of us are here to receive and give in an equality in order to reach a neutrality, and that's the life balance, right? That's a life balance where you give with love, receive with love, and then everything becomes peaceful, everything becomes neutral. All relationships suddenly like calm themselves. There are no more storms, there's no more craziness. It can be like in the good sense only. But it all comes back to that decision. The decision is connected to responsibility. And especially those of us who believe or have believed that we are so responsible. I used to believe I'm so responsible. I have to take responsibility over everyone else, and there was just no time and energy and space left for me, because I took care of everyone around. It is what I was thrown into, it is what life brought me up with, and that's okay. But at one point, when things are just not adding up and you are in very horrible chronic pain that seems to never end, or emotional pain, then it's wrong, because you are not being responsible for yourself. Because if you are responsible for yourself, then you put your needs first. You satisfy your own needs, you take good care of your mental health, you take good care of your mind, of your body, of your surroundings. You do care, for example, the money you receive. You do care to receive an accurate amount of money for what you are doing. That is a self-responsibility, and it will never depend upon anyone else for them to come and satisfy that need for you. No one can ever do that for you. Same with love. If you feel that source of love is inside you, it's the same as the infinite force, okay? We can call it also love. And that source, you are connected to it. But if you choose to not give it to yourself, not allow it, then you won't be having it. You won't be having enough, and then you won't be feeling enough. Then you won't feel like you have enough. Then you won't just be enough in the end. But that source is inside you, and you can choose to give it to yourself and to others or not. And that decision is up to you, and it will only be yours. Okay, so responsibility actually means understanding that you matter, for example, or understanding that what you think matters, that who you are matters, that you are unique and you came here with unique set of gifts and no one else has those. No one else in this world has the exact same point of view on the world as you do. No one else in this world has the exact same understanding of the world or feeling of the world. So you do have uniqueness inside you. You do have a unique set of skills. You do have a unique something. You are unique. And there's no denying that. There is just no possibility for you to deny it. But as long as you, coming back to that, lie to yourself, then you are denying that you're unique. If you ever find yourself believing, well, who's gonna be interested in me? What do I matter? No one cares about what I think, what I feel. Who's gonna care about what I need, right? Then you're lying to yourself, because you are denying that you came here prepared for everything, to have a balanced life of everything. You can have that balanced relationship because there will be someone who you want to be with. You can have that perfect amount of money, because we all always have, that comes naturally, and you don't experience any lack because you came here with the unique set of skills and everything you need is already inside you. Or you can feel good, well with yourself. You are healthy. For example, the believing that you are healthy also starts inside us, also starts with our mind. Yes, we have maybe learned to believe how dangerous the world is. Maybe you have learned to believe that you're not healthy, that there's something wrong with you, but you have learned this, you have adopted, and at some point you're gonna have to be ready to step out of that belief and step into your belief. So what do you want to believe? Okay, maybe you've been told and bullied and tortured and whatever there was in your past. We all have a past, we all have our story, and maybe you've been told every single day how worthless you are, how stupid you are, whatever there was that you've been told, okay, that you don't matter, things like that. But at this point, that will be a lie if you take that on, and if you continue with that, then it will manifest as a lie, because it is a lie. Okay, there is no denying you are unique, and I'm not saying that in a positive way or a negative way, in a very neutral way, because that's why we all are different. That's the only reason. And that's why we all are connected with the same force. Because every one of us has everything we need, and we have the freedom to decide how we want to spend this life here. Maybe you're gonna need a few more lives to realize that, or you're gonna need a few more people who are gonna tell you that you don't matter and that you're worth nothing and that you're stupid. And that's a decision. You decide to watch this video. You decide to watch another one that makes a fool out of you. You decide to agree to speak with someone that treats you in a bad way. You decide to live with someone who treats you in a bad way. You do decide. As much as you think there's no way out of it, that situation you might be in right now, or you were in the past and you're dragging it along with you into the reality now, that can be a big one also. As much as you think there's no other way, it only can change from second to second if you change the belief. If you change what you believe. And it's very, very, very simple. And with pain, it's exactly the same. And actually pain can be found in anything. So it is only understandable that there's one solution to it. And that's the changing the belief. So whatever you are experiencing, I'm gonna just repeat this. Whatever you're experiencing in your life right now, you have a need for it. And you need to take that responsibility and decide otherwise. Maybe it's not gonna take one decision. Most probably, if it's chronic pain, probably it's not gonna take one decision. It's gonna take a series of decisions. But once you take that one even thought that you're willing to decide otherwise, that you're willing to take responsibility for the situation you have created, that you're in. Whatever situation you are in now is a situation you have created. So whenever you are ready to take responsibility for that situation you are in right now and fully embrace it, then it will be here for you, and the guidance will always come, and the guidance will come in sense of voice inside your head telling you exactly what to do, who to call, where to look, and then it will be a book, and it will be a poster, and it will be an event, a speech, another video, and a person who will guide you. Okay? Just believe that the signs are there for you, and the only lie is if you believe you are not unique and you are not special in the most neutral way there is. Alright, so this was a general, let's say, explanation of how you can start viewing your pain and how you can start embracing it, how you can start viewing it from a different perspective that maybe you've had before. And now we're gonna go to that more practical part about, okay, pain is here, what do we do? Okay, so the most important thing in terms of pain, and this can be, again, I repeat, it can be physical pain, emotional pain, something, whatever you consider pain is pain, okay? The reaction to your pain is a good start, where to start, and it's very, very important. And scenario number one, probably you have learned to react to pain with fear. Fear is tension, fear is escape, fear is immediate analysis. So the mind, especially for migraine people, a great most horrible reaction is when the migraine comes, you start overthinking. So not only your head hurts, not only you already have had some pattern before that created it, but only you add to that. So you add to that spiral and you start overthinking, overanalyzing. That's the overdeveloped logical mind. You go for it, and then obviously you're gonna spiral into it deeply. Why is this? Is because you identify with that pain. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, highly recommend, or the New Earth. There it's quite quite well explained, and it is the identification with the pain that feeds it. Okay, that feeds it. Identification with the pain feeds it. Okay, so that's the first reaction you can have to, or the first scenario. Okay, that's the first scenario you can have towards pain, is where you feed it with your attention, with your energy, and you believe it to be true. Okay, pain is not real. It's a construct of your mind. You only feel it because you believe it. It's so crazy, but the mind is great and pain is so fascinating. But you can, and mostly we have maybe learned and adopted from past, from our ancestral line. That was the reaction to pain. That was normal. We have learned to react to it with fear, tension, so the body tenses up. The mind starts going full power on the roller coaster of analysis, and we're trying to escape, like ignore it, run away from it, open a series, open your phone, or take medication. All of this, like stop the pain, like I don't want to hear, right? We do anything to escape it, but actually this is an identification. Okay, either ignoring it is a decision of identification with it. It's as crazy as it sounds, and trying to suppress it, everything is gonna just feed it, depending on what your mind approach towards it is. Okay, and now coming up with the love-filled scenario, what you can actually do is invite it, embrace it, and relax at the same time. If you have created your pain, or as intense as your pain you created, that's gonna be the scale of where you're coming from. Okay, where your starting point is. Take it easy. Take it easy and be very, very kind to yourself. If you have created pain for you, if you're experiencing terrible pain, step number 1, you need to start being kind to yourself. There's no other way out of this, actually. And do the opposite of identifying with your pain. Acknowledge it, that it's there. Be aware of it being there. But start changing your belief that it doesn't have to be there. And it's actually not real. You need to separate yourself from your pain. Surrender to it at the same time. And understand that it's not real. It's something you have created. It was there in the past, and it's not going to be there in the future. So the only break in this, in the past and the future, is the now moment, where now you can decide otherwise. And it's going to take some nows. Okay? It's going to take some coming back, calling your energy back, coming back to the now fully, to listen. If you've experienced hours worth of pain, probably it's not gonna be a difference, but it's a good point that in the beginning, where the pain can be, or you have learned to get it very, very intense, that's where it holds a lot of information, and you want to take that information out. So write it out, say it out, start talking with your pain. Just understand that it's something, that it's not you. It's not you. Pain is not you, and it's never gonna be you. You are you. You are a being. You're just a pure energy. Okay? Whatever you're experiencing, that's okay. You have needed that until now. And from now, especially if you're listening to this, your now point is whenever it is. Now, from now, you don't need it anymore. And you're gonna be working on this, on how to change that belief. And one day you're not gonna need it anymore, and it's not gonna be there anymore, no longer. But another benefit I'm gonna mention along the way of the self-healing journey, the greatest thing is that the pain is the core of everything. The pain is the answer to everything. and it will heal everything. So once you start healing that pain, everything will start healing. Okay, all the relationship, everything then will resolve itself, because we often feel that our pain is like in the way of what we want. If we didn't have it, then we would have what we want. Yes and no. You see that where I'm getting at? Because we need to understand that pain fully for it to disappear. Because it is there 100% for a reason. It's not there coincidentally, like, hello, I came to visit you, and in some code of a belief that life is hard, has to be painful. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Mine was. Now it's not. Only because I understood it and I learned from it, and it's transformed everything. My life's become simple, easy, full of love, wonderful, because I did it. Okay, I fully took responsibility. I fully changed the things I needed to change. I set the boundaries I needed to set. I started treating myself the way I want to be treated. I started treating myself that I matter. I started respecting myself, loving myself, accepting myself. And until you do that, why would the pain go away? Of course you have pain, because you're suffering. Like inside you're suffering if you are trying to please everyone around you and do what they want. But that's an illusion. You are lying to yourself. You want others to appreciate you, approve of you. You want them to respect you without doing that to yourself, without acting the same way towards yourself. So why would anyone ever want to do that? You know, you don't want to be hurt, but you're hurting yourself. So that's when others are coming in, that multiplies that vibration, and they're gonna be coming to hurt you. Okay, because you're hurting yourself. But you can change that at any point. You can change that. That's why we're here. And the biggest message is that pain is a decision, and you can decide to change. To change if you have pain or if you don't. And the decision is up to you. Thank you for being here. Subscribe, because there will be more self-healing videos in this series, and then we'll probably go back to vlogs after this series. But I'm very excited because these are important messages that I have learned. I wish I knew. There was no one talking about it like this openly. It was certainly terrifying to get out there and talk about such a controversial topic, but I love it, and I love pain, and I'm so fascinated. And if only one of you will get anything from this video, then I'll be super happy. And yeah, it's part of my mission to share what I've learned, because pain-free life was something I never thought that could be my reality. Now it is, and it's amazing, and it's so rich and wonderful, and there's no limitation anymore. Bye!